Hey, what's up guys, Django in here, and today I'm posting this video. It's not my video, not my commentary, my gameplay, and I just want to post this video because I saw a video from this guy from Only Use Me Blades channel, and I went on this guy's channel and watched one of his videos, and this video especially, it just something about it just really touched me, and just this guy, I don't know why. Just for some reason, he just, I don't know. I really don't know, but this is an amazing video, and I really, really, really would like you guys to sub to this guy. Check out his channel, like his videos, tell everyone you know about him, and sign his petition he has going. It's a controller. It's for remappable controls in Call of Duty. Please sign the petition. It is really important to me that you do it, because this guy deserves it, and you'll see what I mean when you watch the video. So yeah, I'd like to thank you guys for tuning into this video, and I'll be putting out a gameplay or something sometime soon, so keep tuning for that. See you guys later.
Gather round, children. I want to tell you the tale of how a burned-out hippie became Handy Boy, or Only Use Me Face, a.k.a. Ask a Capper. What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are doing good. So, want to say, if you don't know about the custom button remapping petition, there are links below. Please find out about it, ask me any questions, and please sign it. As you guys know, I do voicemail questions. I have a voicemail number that people can leave messages or comments at, and I received a comment a couple weeks ago that I wanted to answer. It's going to be the only comment I do through this whole video, and I'm not going to comment on this Nuketown craziness where I totally rip it up. And the question is from Woody's Gamertag. Let's hear the question.
Hey Chuck, it's Woody's Gamertag, and I haven't seen a video. I'm a fairly new subscriber. I looked for one that kind of told the story of how you became a capper. I'd like to know, what happened. I saw that you said it was an accident, so you weren't born this way. What happened? Why don't you devote 10 minutes or so to what it was like, what the doctors told you, how the rehab was, and I'd love to see that video. Thanks in advance.
Woody's Gamertag totally called my number and subbed to me. I'm fangirling. Oh my gosh. No, I'm just kidding. But that's very cool. Thanks for the question, Woody. So, what happened to me, and what was life like when you go through a situation like that? I've never really answered this in this much detail. But I was in a car accident, and I broke my C5 spinal cord, or C5 vertebrae, severing my spinal cord. It's not a complete, so I do have some feeling below my chest, but I don't have, my muscles are all paralyzed from my chest down with a little bit of arm movement. And what happened was I basically absconded or permanently borrowed, aka stole my parents' car, and went on Grateful Dead tour. And the Grateful Dead is a band that they used to tour, and everybody would just follow them around and party every night, and it was a pretty raging time if you were a hippie in particular, or if you liked doing drugs. That's why you would do that. So I followed them on a tour, and then when the tour came to an end in Florida, we were driving out to California in said stolen vehicle. And while we were driving through Texas, I was asleep in the back of the vehicle, and the person who I had met, the two people I was with, they both had fallen asleep, and one of them while they were driving. I didn't even realize we were actually, I thought we were parked. So, and they went off the road and hit a guardrail, and we flipped the car. What's interesting about that whole scene is that I actually remember waking up and feeling the car start when the car started to go off the road, and I was like, the heck, why are we driving? And then we hit the guardrail, and I was just like, what the, and then I hit the roof of the car as it flipped through the air, and then I went out. And then I woke up and I went to move and climb out of the vehicle, and I could only move my arms, and I was like, I remember instantly realizing that I was paralyzed. It was such a strange feeling. I was just like, I can't believe it, I'm paralyzed. And I started to sort of freak out. I remember the firefighter getting there, looking down at me, and I'm like, hey, I'm paralyzed, and need a neck brace and a backboard, get me out of this car, please. He must have been like, what is up with this dude? That was an experience, but I realized looking back that that was probably a good thing, because then I knew when I woke up in the hospital what was going on with what had happened to me, that I wouldn't really blame somebody else for what had happened. I knew that it was just a car accident, and when I woke up, I couldn't move. So then they loaded me in the helicopter, flew me to a hospital in Texas, and I was in the ICU for 2 weeks down there. And I sort of freaked out, of course, in the hospital, coming to grips with this. My dad and my stepmom were totally awesome. I love them so much. They were totally awesome. I did give their car back to them. Unfortunately, I had crashed that car, but they were cool with that. Oh, man, that is just insanity. So then after 2 weeks there, I came back up to Portland, Maine, where I'm in New Hampshire. So Portland, Maine, they had a rehab hospital, and I spent 3 or 4 months there. And in the beginning, probably the first month of this whole instance, it was challenging, you know. I wanted to die. I would cry, yes, unless it was my allergies, maybe. Yeah, I was allergic to being paralyzed. That's it. It was just my allergies were causing me to cry. I wasn't crying, whatever. But yeah, and those were the processing days, you know, when you first go through something like that. But it was something interesting that happened that I remember in particular that kind of was a turning point for me. I remember I sort of had this dream that I remember seeing 2 pieces of metal, and one of them was crumpled up and the other was a hard iron rod, and I realized that I needed to be the strong rod. I needed to be the strength. I needed to have that strength at this moment. Otherwise, I was just going to be crumpled up. You know, I just wasn't going to last. So it was kind of like something that sort of was a turning point in my resolve, having this resolve. You know what they say, that which doesn't kill you only makes you stronger? I say, heck with that. That which doesn't kill you probably turns you into a capper. I'm living proof of that. But those things can make you stronger. You can learn from these, and that's kind of what I was going through. You know, I would be looking, I also remember looking around the hospital, and I'd see people who are worse than me, you know, in a worse condition. Maybe they had a higher level spinal cord injury, or maybe they had a brain injury, you know. Even though my parents sometimes think I still do have a brain injury, and my friends think that too, just by the way I act, but I don't. Whatever, guys. But seeing people who are worse than me and appreciating, you know, I could be worse off. I'm not doing that bad, per se. You know, I was pretty banged up. I joke with my friends sometimes when they are going through rough times. I'm like, remember, things could always be worse. I could be you. I love that joke. Yeah, it's always a bummer when somebody hears that. But I did have a resolve to stay positive, to be strong. It's kind of something in my own constitution I had to actually fix there as a goal. And I remember one doc saying to me that, you know, saying, oh, you'll never walk again. And I just remember being so angry and telling him, saying, if you don't have something positive to say to me, just don't tell me anything at all. Just tell me things that are positive, because that's what I need to hear now. I'm in this point where I'm needing to sort of learn how to look at this in the right light. So that was I was pretty proud of myself for saying that. But it was just also interesting in just, you know, how you come to this appreciation for life, which you kind of go through that stage, I think. I remember going outside and seeing flowers and birds and just being just totally amazed by them. And, you know, it sounds kind of hokey. You know, I was on pain meds, baby, for a while. But no, it was good. I mean, it really helped you to start to really appreciate that life is an amazing thing, and it can be gone in just a moment. So, you know, appreciate it while you got it. That was definitely a truism. Another benefit that I derived from this whole experience I've gone through is when I was growing up, a lot of times I was introverted in my life. I was quiet. I wasn't really confident in myself. And going through this whole thing has helped me sort of learn who I was and the person that I am, and like who I am. And it helped me to be more extroverted or outgoing and talkative, as you guys can tell through my large verbiage that I spill in these videos. I remember one time with my friends, they all came to see me, the first time they came to see me, and they were all standing around in my room, and it was quiet, and I was like, oh gosh, this is going to totally suck. So I needed to come out, and I forced myself to come out and start asking about them and what's going on in their lives and how are they doing, and not focus on me. Because, again, they kind of were in that situation of not knowing what to say or what to ask, or, you know, so that was my turning point in being able to sort of come out of my shell and be more outgoing with people and just asking questions and finding out about them. And it really has helped me throughout my whole life, which is one of the blessings of this whole situation that I'm in, is I learned who I was and how to find interest in others too. And then in the hospital, I started acting like a crazy person. I started goofing around wicked bad. It was super fun when I sort of had this turning point. And I started driving up and down the hallways in my chair like super fast, like full speed. And they were getting so angry with me that they actually turned down the speed of the chair. And then I had my brother try and turn it up again, and he broke the chair, but that's what happens. But yeah, I would drive up and down the hallways wicked fast. I watched and learned the code for the intercom system. So then one day, me and a couple of other cappers, we paged our doctor. We were like, paging Dr. Doolittle, paging Dr. Doolittle. Oh boy, did that steam his beans. He was not happy. Good times, good times. Another goofy thing I did, which I thought was pretty hilarious, even looking back. My grandmother sent me this postcard with some Chesapeake blue crabs on it. It was like a picture of them because she's from there, from the Chesapeake Bay area, and they're our indigenous crabs. And just a little schoolia there for you. And so I sat out in front of my room with the crabs in my lap, and I asked people as they were passing by. I'm like, I got crabs. You want to see them? I have crabs. You want to see them? Oh, they were shocked at that. And my friends were awesome. You know, they came through to my aid. They would sneak me out of the hospital, and we'd go down to the park and drink beer and smoke weed. I don't recommend or encourage that if you're in my situation, but that's what I did. We had good times. It was kind of like me breaking away from the rules of the hospital. And the nuke goes off. So that's how I got through that. And the things that helped me to cope in those early days of being in the hospital and being a capper. And remember, when life hands you lemons, make lemon squares. Skip the lemonade, man. That stuff isn't any good. Make something delicious like lemon squares. And to be thankful for the little things, because they just might someday be big things. That's my word of wisdom. That's my Yoda-esque wisdom for you. I wanted to share. Guys, thanks for watching this video. Thanks for Woody for calling in and leaving me a question. I hope this answered that question in particular. Just some things I learned. If you have any other questions, guys, jingle up my voicemail or attach an MP3 to an email. I don't mind adding those into my videos. And I will be watching the comments on this video. If you have any questions, feel free to post them down there, and I'll get to you. Petition's going awesome. Thank you guys for helping out, for helping handicapped gamers and every gamer out there. We're going to get this thing done. So, that's all I got to say. Dry your eyes, everybody. Weeping time is over. Game on, gamers. Peace in your crease.